Resident Evil 9 Requiem has just launched, and it's already being considered one of the best entries in the franchise. But now fans are already talking about what comes next, a potential DLC expansion. At the moment, Capcom has not officially confirmed any post-launch DLC or story expansions for the game. However, reliable insider Aesthetic Gamer Dusk Golem claims that DLC for Requiem is already fairly advanced in development. Now the big question is, what could this DLC actually be about? Well, we might already have a pretty good idea. But first, spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't finished the game yet. In the story, we are introduced to a new character named Zeno. And interestingly, he looks a lot like Albert Wesker. According to Victor Gideon, Zeno is actually a clone. Now, based on his appearance and his abilities, it's very possible that Zeno is a clone of Albert Wesker. And if that's true, it raises an interesting possibility. What if there are more clones out there? Before his death, Wesker may have tried to clone himself as a backup plan, in case something happened to him. If that's the case, the upcoming DLC could explore this storyline further, and we might learn much more about these potential Wesker clones. Now, even though Capcom hasn't confirmed anything yet, history tells us that DLC is very likely. Previous Resident Evil games almost always receive story expansions. For example, Resident Evil Village received the Shadows of Rose Story DLC. Because of this pattern, it would be surprising if Capcom suddenly decided not to release additional story content for Requiem. Dusk Golem also revealed that Resident Evil 9 actually went through several delays during development. Earlier versions of the project reportedly had different plans. A version called Apocalypse was initially targeting a 2023 release. Later, the project evolved into Requiem, which aimed for 2025, but the game was eventually delayed to 2026. In an earlier development timeline, the DLC for RE9 would have released in 2026. The idea was to bridge the gap between upcoming remakes rumored to be Resident Evil Code Veronica and Resident Evil Zero, similar to how Shadows of Rose expanded the story of Resident Evil Village. But because Resident Evil 9 was delayed, the DLC and those remakes might now release much closer together. For now, fans will just have to wait and see what Capcom officially announces about the post-launch plans for Resident Evil 9. But I am pretty sure that we will get a DLC expansion, so that's all for today. I'll see you in the next piece!